Hi, I'm Rafi, Chief Operating Officer for Greystone Investment Group.
Hello guys, I'm Jorge Vasquez, CEO of Greystone Investment Group.
Excellent there, and I see that the big boss Ian Redman joined. Ian, hope you feel better. I know you were under the weather these past couple of days, but man, we miss you in the office, so get well soon. Again, don't forget to share in your timelines. That way, more people can benefit from these great videos. Really want to thank all you guys for joining us. Last week was one of our most watched videos so far, so we really appreciate the fact that you guys are following us. We have some great comments from Cal Hobby, Abraham Lopez, and Antonio in terms of really how informative it was. So I really appreciate the fact that you guys are following us. Today we have a great topic.
Awesome topic.
Awesome topic. Those of you that have seen the video before know that I'm very passionate about this one. But we have a couple of shout outs. We had one of our Canadian clients here, VIP clients, Brooks, here this week. Basically looking at his first property with us. It was his first transaction. He was very, very happy with it. So Brooks, thank you very much for coming down here, spending time with us. Definitely looking forward to the next transaction. I don't know if you saw the comment that he put on our page, but it was very, very, very nice.
Rafi, that's our goal. We don't look to create new clients. We look to create fans.
Exactly.
And we're very, very happy with Brooks.
And I really like the fact that he mentioned the glue of the office, which is Stephanie back there. Hi, Stephanie.
Hello.
She stayed on top of the whole transaction and helped him with that. So
couldn't do it without her.
From that perspective, it was great. And of course, Brooke came referred by one of our great partners, Sam Ali from HIS Capital Group. Sam, again, thank you very, very much for the referral. Private lending, Sam is the guy. Sam and Rick over there. We're gonna be there actually in a couple of weeks, so watch out. Be on the lookout because we're gonna be actually doing a Facebook Live video from the HIS office in Orlando. So that's coming. I think it's March 27th.
March 27th.
Something like that. So just be on the lookout on that one. I see that Claribel Rosa joined, and Raymond, thank you very much. And again, please share your videos. Please share our video.
Our videos and comments. We want some comments, questions.
So yeah. So the topic today, it's one that I'm very passionate about. You have probably heard me a couple of times, and it's so vast that we're gonna divide it in two parts. We're gonna have part one today, and then part two next week. But before we go there, where can they contact us, Jorge? Where can they find out information about joining us?
Rafi, as always, they could always find us at homesforincome.com. That is homes, the number 4, income.com.
Excellent. So homesforincome.com. You can also find us in Facebook here, Greystone Investment Group page, or the Homes for Income page. And today, guys, again, I'm passionate about this one. Property management. This is one area that go back to my videos. Go back to our videos. I think on every single one we mentioned, on every single one we mentioned that, hey, this is one area that you don't want to, skimp. And we're going to discuss again 8 ways that the property that hiring a property management company can help you increase. And I said that increase your profits. Okay, so you spend more, but you make more. Okay.
Absolutely.
So again, we're going to discuss 8, but today we're going to discuss 4 of those. Okay. So let's go into the first one. What will be the first, reason why you say hiring a property management company increases your profits?
Well, Rafi, and it makes a lot of sense. Typically, it goes down to having the best tenant possible. So the first one is going to be getting a quality tenant.
Mm-hmm.
Getting a quality tenant. Very simple. And the reason, the way to do that is with a professional property manager that could ensure, that the rents are paid on time,
Mm-hmm.
that the lease is done correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I've brought this point in the past where landlords do the lease incorrectly and
Mm-hmm.
don't add everything they need to add to the leases. the leases are not renewable, but they don't have a plan of action. Okay, this is a 12-month lease. What is the plan of action on month 11 when you know the lease is almost over? Are you going to wait till the end of the 12 months to then, be proactive? You want to have a plan, 30-day plan before the lease is over. And make sure that your tenants are not doing illegal stuff,
Right.
Make sure that.
Right.
So in other words, your property manager, to us, the most important thing or the number one reason why you want to have a property manager is because you want a quality tenant.
Well, and remember,
quality tenant.
I agree 100%. And remember, once you have rental properties, your biggest expense or your biggest risk is vacancy.
Correct.
So, you may save $50 on insurance but by having a high quality tenant, you minimize vacancies, you minimize also expenses related to maintenance, repair on the property. You minimize your risk exposure because, to your point, the illegal stuff that may be happening or anything like that.
I can give you a quick story. I could tell you that I've been doing this for 15 years, and most of the investors that have exit the investor market has been because they've gotten burned by doing their own property management.
Right.
Wearing two hats, wearing the hat of the investor and also attempting to become a good property manager.
Right.
It's very difficult. You got to do one or the other. But I could tell you, most of the time, where we're getting good deals or picking up a pool of assets or 10, 15 properties, and you're questioning, why is this person selling? Is because they took it upon themselves to manage this asset without the professional help.
Well, and going back to our previous video about turnkey process, a property management company allows you to create that process because it's scalable. Again, can you do maybe manage one property? You may be able to. We don't recommend it. We say from the get-go do it, but you may be able to. But again, then you don't have a process because you won't be able to manage 10. Right. You won't be able to manage 20, 30, 50. So it's just part of the process. So again, hire quality tenants from a property company because again they can do background checks, they can do a bunch of the other stuff, and it's already a process. So that's number one. What would be the second reason that you say hiring a property management company increases your profits?
There's bad tenants out there, Rafi, that are experts in working the laws in their favor.
Okay.
And taking advantage of you as a landlord. The professional scammers, they're out there.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So you don't know all the laws, and how to rent your properties within the laws. You don't know all the laws, so fewer legal problems.
The number two, fewer legal problems.
Fewer legal problems.
Okay.
Having the property manager that knows the law, that's able to identify. A lot of times, a property manager will identify this type of people from the get-go.
Okay.
Because there's the way that they're filling out the application and everything looks too good to be true. Perfect credit, this and this and that. And it turns out it's somebody else's credit, social security and stuff like that. So a good property manager will be able to avoid, not all of them, because it's not a bulletproof system, but it should be able to protect you from any legal issues.
And this is where experience comes into play, because from the moment that you fill out the application, is the application asking the right questions?
Right.
You may get in trouble if you ask, a question about, race or nationality or anything like that. Yeah. So from the moment of the application, you want someone that has been there, done that, that has, the experience and the expertise. Don't go to the internet and download an application or a contract. That's just asking for trouble. So this property management company, again, assuming you hire the correct one, they have experience from the moment of the application to the whole process of the contract and eviction. If you need to evict, and again, if you have a lot of properties at one point in time, you will have to, maybe evict someone, that process also has its legal ramifications, and you have to make sure that to minimize your exposure, you from the beginning did the right thing, because if you did something wrong in the application on the contract, it makes it harder to evict if you have to.
Absolutely.
And to enforce.
Absolutely.
So that's why a property management company has this in place. They have, if they're a big one, they have a legal team that looks at these documents. And again, what you're trying to do is move some of that risk from you to them. So that's number 2, fewer legal problems. What would be the third point of why to hire a property management company?
Less vacancy. Makes sense, right?
Next. So less vacancy. Again, like I keep pointing out, vacancy is one of the biggest risks, in terms of having a property. How a property management company can shorten those vacancy cycles? Because yes, you may have them, but how a property management company shortens those?
Well, I mean, the property manager, being responsive.
Mm-hmm.
Being responsive is going to be the number one reason why you're going to leave. Not being responsive, is going to be one of the number one reason why your tenant will leave you.
Okay.
There's a situation, there's an emergency, be responsive to it and attend to it quick. Make improvements when they're needed, to the property.
Okay.
If the property needs a new garage or a new door, don't try to patch it. Do the right thing. Put yourself on their shoes. Will you live in a property in this type of conditions? And then that's how you determine. Is it worth doing is it called for a repair or not? Put yourself on their shoes and say, okay, this needs to be done.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Well, and again, back to vacancy. It's about preventing stuff from happening, and not being always reacting, but trying to plan for that. We always recommend 2 months before the lease, is due, to start having those conversations with the tenant, and say, hey, in 2 months we're going to renew. Here's the new price. And anything that we need to change for this to be a long-term relationship. And again, property management has that in their radar screen, and they know, okay, 10 months, let's do it. Again, some of them do it even earlier. We recommend at least, if it's a 12-month contract, on month 10 you start talking about that renewal. That way you have that information, and you can do it. And then the other thing is, again, because they have all this information, they can tell if things are going bad. I know we have a situation where one of our tenants lost their job. She lost her job because of the property manager was in communication. We knew right away, and we made adjustments. And we're going to give you 3 months, more so that you can get back on your feet, whatever. But at the same time, hey, let's start, marketing maybe the house. So if she has to move, then we already have a tenant in place, right away. So definitely from that perspective, the property management company will help you reduce the vacancy. By the way, right now in Tampa, what is the Tampa market is a very strong rental market. Very strong. Right now we are, in terms of vacancy, we are what, 3 to 5%.
Yeah, I would say at the highest 5. But based on our own portfolio, is under 3 right now.
Wow.
Under 3.
And when you think about it, if you translate that to months, that's less than a month. That's basically you taking 2-3 weeks to rent a property. So in that regards, the Tampa market, rental market, is very strong and has been strong, for the past 10-15 years. That's one thing about the Tampa market that, in terms of the rental market and the vacancy, has been pretty good for the past 10-15 years.
And with that said, another reason how you're going to maintain your vacancy is having competitive rent prices. You want to make sure that you're not overpricing your rent. Obviously, you don't want to underprice your rent either, but you need a good property manager to tell you, okay, what do you think based on location, based on the type of property, based on the amenities that the property has, what is the actual rent you think we could rent the property for?
Mm-hmm.
And then get them to commit to you. Actually,
Right.
they're working for you. So if they say to you 900, get them to commit to you to perform for those $900.
Excellent. Excellent.
And we have a testimonial of other property management managers we worked with in the past, and how we've been able to increase our rents periodically, and
Yes. Yes.
so very important also that within picking a new property management, that you do your due diligence and your research. Get some testimonials, some feedback from some people they're working with before you pick up your property manager. It's very important.
Absolutely. And then, what would the number 4? The number 4 reason why hiring a property management company will increase your profits at the end. So spending to gain more.
All of the above that we've been talking about, but mainly is attending to your tenants, making sure that if the property needs updates and repairs and things like that, you get it done. You want to make sure that they're living in a nice place. So going back to putting yourself in their shoes, go through to your rental and say, would I live here? Is there something that the property's missing, and making sure that everything is done for them,
So better tenant retention.
Better tenant retention.
Better tenant retention is definitely something that you want that property management company that will help you with that. And guys, let me do the numbers. If you have one tenant, 2 tenants over 5 years. Remember, every time you get a new tenant, you have to pay for a new lease. Most of the time, property management companies, it's the first month or half a month of the rent. There's potentially some vacancy, along the way. So if you compare, for example, 5 years, and you have in those 5 years 2 tenants versus having 5 tenants in 5 years, okay, you're talking about a 300% increase in terms of your rate. So instead of making a 6, you can make it 12. Instead of making a 7, you can make it 13. So it is a huge impact. In terms of your investment, okay? And not only that, in terms of also of repairs, because in that number, again, every time you have to get a new tenant, you have to turn that property. You have to, change carpets, you have to maybe a fresh, a coat of paint. You have to do some things every time you turn a tenant that will increase your expenses. So if you can lower that to the point that, again, you have a tenant, a 2-year, 3-year tenant, that's 2 years that you didn't have to do these things, that you didn't have to renew lease, that you don't have to bring a new tenant, a new application, and all those unknowns, that happen.
Absolutely. I always say one bad tenant could break you. You can have 10, 20 homes. One bad tenant could break you.
Absolutely.
So it's very important to leave the management to the professionals.
Yep.
Very important.
Absolutely. And again, back to our previous video, it will help you create a process. Because again, once you have that property management piece with the company, then hey, 1 property, 10 properties, 20 properties, they should be able to manage it, because that's their model. And then you as an investor can focus on acquiring more properties and making sure that they can squeeze as much as possible.
So most of the investors that are starting, they have this misconception of saying, okay, well, I want to buy a property next to mine. That's the worst mistake.
They'll be knocking on your door at 2 a.m. Hey,
I want a house next to mine because it's a nice neighborhood. You got to take the emotion from the transaction, and that's what the property manager does.
Absolutely.
Make sure that you don't feel bad for a tenant. Everybody goes through different situations in life, but you're running a business.
Yeah.
So very important to have a property manager.
Excellent. So I told you guys this was a very long post, and we're going to divide it. So we discussed the first 4 today. Next Friday we're going to have the part 2 of this one. This is a topic that a lot of people requested us to discuss. I'm just going to run pretty quickly over the next 4, so kind of give you a teaser of the other 4 items that we think are key for increasing your profits using a property management company. Number 5 will be a superior rent collection process. Number 6 will be lower maintenance and repair costs. Number 7, increased property value. And number 8, personal benefit for the owners. So those are things that we're going to discuss next week. But to go over the ones from today, okay? From today, and I want to make sure that I read them correctly. So I'm looking at the papers here that we have our notes. Number 1 will be
Quality of the tenant.
quality of the tenants.
Very
That's
important.
number 1. Number 2, número 2,
Fewer legal problems.
fewer legal problems. Número 3,
Shorter vacancy cycles.
less vacancy,
Less vacancy.
biggest risk of investment. And número 4,
Better tenant retention.
excellent. So those are the 4 that we discussed today. Again, next week we're going to go over the next 4. Stephanie, do you have any questions from anyone out there?
Nope, I didn't see anything today.
Wow, we're that good, man. We covered everything. People have no questions. I saw Karen join for a while. Josie, dile algo a Josie.
Hola, mi amor, ¿cómo estás? Mwah.
500 points right there.
She actually made me a burrito this morning and said, I'm making you this burrito, but you better say something nice to me at the video. I swear to God.
Oh,
That's
wow.
what she said that.
Wow, so if I say something, do I have like a raw habichuela, in the afternoon if I go there?
I said it, honey, you see?
There you go.
You get me in trouble.
Awesome. So again, we're going to be there. I see Joanne also joined, Joanne Walker.
She does
Have
it in
fun.
video.
Isn't she good? I thought she was going to be in Key West this weekend. Have fun in Key West. Yeah.
Eso
Have
es.
fun. Go, Joanne. Have fun in Key West. So again, we'll see you then next Friday. Before we go, where can they find us?
They could always find us at homesforincome.com. That is homes, the number 4income.com.
Excellent. And remember to share this video in your timeline. You can also follow us and get notifications on your cell phone when we are going live. We're trying to do this again every Friday around lunchtime. We've been doing 1 o'clock. I think 1 o'clock is working.
1 o'clock.
I think 1 o'clock is working, so most likely we're going to keep it at 1 o'clock. If you're watching this video after we are live, thank you very much for doing it. Ask questions and add comments, and we'll try to get to them next week when we discuss these items. Stephanie, thank you.
Thank you.
She's the bomb back there. This happens because of her back there. Again, I am Rafi.
I'm Jorge.
Thank you very much for joining us this Friday in the Greystone Brownback sessions, and see you next week for part 2 of why you should have a property management company as part of your team, as part of your process. Okay?
Homes for Income.
Homesforincome.com. Ian, get better. See you guys.
All right.
Bye.